and have put infrastructure in the TVET colleges so that training happens in the TVET colleges and it's at the right quality and within the right equipment. We've also partnered with industry to make sure that we've got TVET lecturers that have an understanding of what is it that they are teaching our young people. Often in the TVET colleges, we've got a TVET lecturer who is lecturing renewable energy but has never even worked in that space. And all they are using is textbook knowledge. And this is occupational, technical skills. So we're also looking at how do we link industry to TVET lecturers so that they get exposed, not only exposed, they really understand what is happening in industry. So from a TVET college, we are looking at capacitating TVET colleges and also community colleges so that they are able to produce the quality that is required. What are we doing with municipalities? There's a number of opportunities that are in municipalities for SMMEs. Ours is not to ask for procurement processes, but ours is to ensure that we are training SMMEs and aligning them to be able to take part in these nascent industries. I note that I have 2 minutes, sir. I will be landing. I am moving away from my speech, sir. I was supposed to take a whole lot of notes from the mayor so that I get direction. So what else are we doing within the space? We are looking at counselors. I know that often we say we don't want to train counselors. It's not about training. That there are new things that are coming within the energy space every single day. And if counselors are not capacitated with regards to what are the transitions, the impacts of energy transition, if counselors are not capacitated with the impact of the decisions that are being made in those rooms, we are going to end up still seeing some of the that we are seeing on the ground. So for ours with the municipalities, how do we partner with you? Not to take them back to school, but to continually do continuous professional development. So at EWCETA, we do work with major universities and also some example IODSA to ensure that counselors are continually also updated with the changes within the space and the nascent and the new developments in the energy sector. Program director, if we look at maybe eThekwini is the best example to use currently. When we look at some of the demonstrations across the country, a lot of them is really energy and water. And that reflects something about us. It reflects whether, and the question that I asked at the beginning, are we capable to ensure that we've got energy that is secure, energy that is available? We have shut down a couple of power stations in Mpumalanga, and we are expected to train young people, but we don't know what to train them for. Which industries are going to drive economy? So if the province has not identified key industries that are going to drive economic growth, we are going to continue to train young people for unemployment. The highest number of graduates are sitting in South Africa that are unemployed. We give these young people hope. We give them funding, they get into class, they get a certificate, but there's no jobs for them because the economy is on its knees. So we can talk about training, we can throw money at it, but if the economy of this province continues to sit down, we are doing injustice to our young people. So from a skills development authority, training authority, my plea and the partnership with the municipality and industry is that let's work not only for ourselves and not for individual companies, but let's work to increase and grow the economy of the province so that when we talk about inclusion and meaningful participation, it's into an economy where the pie is bigger and we stop fighting for a pie that is this small and that is shrinking. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the discussion and seeing some of the plans that the province has, and also looking forward to the skills development initiatives that we will host, not just to train for unemployment, but for future employment and meaningful economic participation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, so ladies and gentlemen, I think academy. So I would like to take up that challenge, and I think you've thrown a lot of challenge at us. And I think SBU and in the energy office, I remember once I served on the board of a local TVET college called eThekwini Effort, some years ago. And they took us to a site visit where they were training young people how to be mechanics. And I was so disappointed when I saw they were training them on a Datsun Bucky 4-stroke engine. I said, no, man, we can't. So, and I think what you're saying is that both us adults, our political leadership, and the young people, we need to all get on the same page, and our young people, we need to prepare them for the world of work, but we've also got to create an economic environment for jobs to be created so that companies can absorb. I remember many years ago there used to be an apprenticeship system, and I think we need to revisit that. So, Mpho, we take up your challenge, and I think when the mayor comes, we'll make sure that even during lunch you sit with our chief whip and our political leadership, and just to try and reinforce some of the points you made, so that we can actually action them. SBU, I think Nokuthula can work with us from the mayor's office to take up some of those issues. Thank you very much. Thank you. Our next speaker is Mr. Nhlanhla Ngubane, and he's from the Secretariat of the KZN Education Trust, and he's going to talk to us about Youth for Energy Transition Program. Mr. Ngubane, and I've just discovered that he's from Lamontville, just down the road from where I live. Welcome home. Please, let's give him a round of applause.
Sanibona. Okay, thanks. Sanibona. I prepared a presentation so that it will be easy to be visual, but at the same time, I'll be adding other issues which probably are not on the slide that I prepared. And the reason why I prepared the slide was to introduce to you the KZN Education Development Trust. Who are we and why we are here? The trust is a partner on this initiative with the city of eThekwini for various reasons that I'll explain as we go on. The trust is not new. We've been around for a long time. We were established in 1988, and this was partnership between KwaZulu-Natal Education Department and the private sector, which at the time involved BHP Billiton, Transnet, and Xenex Foundation. And the sole object of the trust is to support quality teaching and learning in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, and we act as a facilitator, often receiving funds for innovative and strategic projects as identified by the KwaZulu-Natal Education Department and its partners, exclusively for the benefits of learners and teachers of the province and the other educational institutions. So the city of eThekwini, you'll agree with me that is a magnet for development in this province. I don't have the exact figures, but I'm told that almost 40% of the people of KwaZulu-Natal reside in this city. As we have partners with the education institution, we do know that the TVET colleges that were cited by the CEO of Energy SETA, who was here, and also by the program director, there are about 3 TVET colleges in the city of eThekwini, and that is Coastal College, that is eThekwini College, and that is Elangeni College. These TVET colleges, on average, they have about 20,000 students per college at any time. So we talk about almost 60,000 students who are in these colleges. I've been privileged to serve in one of their council, Elangeni, in the past few years. Each of these colleges operates on a budget of more than $500 million a year. Where do they get this money? This money comes from you as taxpayers, those who pay tax, but we all pay tax, VAT and otherwise. So you can do your aggregate. But also, almost 99% of the students who go there out of the 60,000, they are on NSFAS, funded by also through taxpayers' funds. The question is, how many of them get opportunities to go and work after completing their programs? And I think Mr. Appelgren and also the CEO of Energy CISA, they were standing here, they were painting not a very good picture in terms of the appeal that the industry and also the market has for the students who come out of the TVET colleges. But we cannot moan, we argue as the trust that we need to pull together the city, we need to pull together other companies, private companies, and ourselves representing the department who was responsible for these kids to make sure that they have the future, because these are the citizens of the city and also of the province. I'm not sure this seems to be jammed. Can you help? Okay. Not moving. It's not load shedding, eh?
No.
Okay. Okay, good. We're a properly structured entity. We've got a board. And some of these faces to you looks very familiar. I can assure you of that, because these are citizens of the city. We've got Mr. Mbogazi, who's our chairperson. We've got Mr. Makwaza. We've got who's a business person. We've got Ms. Zama, who's an advisor to the Premier also of the province. We've got Mr. Mbanjwa. Mr. Mbanjwa is here with us. Mr. Mbanjwa, can you raise your hand? One of our trustees. And we also have Ms. Mtembu, who's also here. Madam, these are our trustees and myself there. But I want to go back to the first slide. Sadly, yesterday we buried our chairperson, Mr. Mbogazi, who have served diligently the trust for many years. He was also the former DTG for the basic education in this province for many years, and unfortunately succumbed to cancer. And we unfortunately had to attend the funeral yesterday. Our trustees were there. And maybe just a minute of silence to remember our chairperson, who for many years have been very key in this trust. Thank you very much. We've got this structure and properly structured in terms of fund management and project management. And what do we do? These are projects that we're involved in. We work close with the department in terms of school infrastructure. KZN's got the largest numbers of schools in the country, 6,000 schools. And Mr. Mbanjwa will tell you that almost 50% of those schools have challenges in terms of infrastructure. We deal with issues of capacity building for the people who are working in the schools. We've got a challenge of sanitation in most of the schools. But critically, what we are here for is the issue of the skills for the young people. That's also an area that is a focus. And that's the reason why we're signing an agreement with the city in terms of ensuring that we do give support, especially when it comes to the space on energy and other related skills areas. And also issues of early childhood development. And we also have a program that is close to my heart, a dialogue in the schools that work. Because we do have in the public system schools that are working, and these schools need a lot of support to make sure that they don't collapse. We've had few projects that we have handled. We worked with CSIR in terms of capacitating many of our schools in terms of getting libraries. We have worked with Ashupol in terms of ensuring that we strengthened ECD programs in most of the rural areas, especially in Mutu and in Gandla area. And also we recently, in Ndwedwe area, addressed the challenge of sanitation in one of the schools, and we're working with a few other schools in the pipeline in terms of this project. These were kind of achievements that we have. But coming back to the issue that we're here for today, why are we partnering with the city on this project? This morning, we went to engage with our partner, Ushugela Training Center, who is going to be critical in terms of training of the young people that we have identified. We have identified about the target we have is 6,000 over the next 2 to 3 years. But we are firmly aware of the fact that you need to have different avenues or channels of training young people, because they come from, they've got different strengths and different capabilities. The approach we have, which I hope the CEO of Energy SETA will look at this strongly and guide us in terms of whether we're on the right direction. We do know that there are a lot of electricians who qualify, but we find that they can also be upgraded in terms of their skills and become also solar installers. And we do have a program that we have agreed upon in terms of how they can get into the space for being solar technician. And they get their green card through that program. And then they also have their COS training, which is their Shuela Training Center as our partner. We went there this morning, the mayor, I think will explain when it comes up what is so and the capacity that we have there. The second approach is getting students that are raw, who have no experience, who don't understand anything about how to handle electricity. We also have a part for them in terms of how they can get in and also how they also can get qualified. And the third approach is those who take an occupational certificate in terms of coming through this program, but we all want to make sure that all of them they do come up with COS training after they've qualified, because I don't know how many of you have bought houses before. The issue of certificates of compliance is one of the critical things when it comes to issues of electricity and solar, because once you've installed, you need somebody to say that this is the right thing and then give you signing of that. We want to make sure that they are also capacitated in terms of making that kind of assessment moving forward. Lastly, as a partner who mobilize resources for the province and other partners, we make a plea to our donors, we make a plea to our partners, to different cities that come work with us. We've got capacity. We've done mega programs in this province. And this program, we believe that we'll be able to recruit the right student for the city. We've got database for that. We have linkages. We do assessment. We also do all the reporting because we've got systems in place. Thank you very much, colleagues.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ngubane. And I think you've also invited a partnership between the trust, the SETA and the city, and through the office of the mayor and our energy office, we will ensure, particularly through our EMMA colleagues, we will activate that. Namisa, are we ready? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, the mayor is in the building. He'll join us shortly. So, Mr. Ngubane? Oh, about the program this morning. Okay. Okay, Mr. Mate, you can come and share with us what you guys got up with the mayor this morning. While we were all driving in the traffic, the mayor was already at his first engagement. Okay, over to you. Welcome, Mr. Mate. Let's give him a round of applause. It's nice to see a young man as well.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning, I'm sorry. I think we started the day very early with the mayor. Good morning. What I'll do, without wasting your time, I will just play a short video that will tell you more about us as Shugela Training Center. But Shugela Training Center, we are located in Mount Ashcombe. We are owned by the South African Sugar Association, which literally means we are owned by the South African sugar industry. We are one of the oldest training centers in the country, and again, we are one of the biggest training centers in the country. This year we are turning 50 years old, and we also proudly, we can proudly say we are indeed an African skills development provider and a trade test center, because we train across Africa, in SADC and in West Africa, which we're trying to also work hard on because they need a lot of skills from South Africa. So I'm not going to say a lot. I will just show you a short clip about us. Thanks.
The Shukela Training Center Pty Limited, popularly known as STC, is a wholly owned subsidiary of the South African Sugar Association, SASA. STC holds overall accreditation with the Agri-SETA and has program approval with various other sector education and training authorities. It is also accredited by the Quality Council for Trades and Occupations, QCTO, and the National Artisan Moderating Body, NAM, as a skills development provider and a trade test center. The STC has two training departments. The agricultural and engineering departments served by a professional team of 41 employees who all contribute to the center's success and good reputation. The STC's uniqueness and its competitive advantage is that it has on-site learner accommodation, which renders its training accessible to learners coming from outside the city of Durban. The STC slogan is "Training today's people for Southern Africa's tomorrow." We breathe life into the potential for success of all our learners. The Agricultural Training Department focuses on the sugar industry and provides sugarcane husbandry skills-based training to all sugarcane farmers. The courses take place on farms, and the training has a high practical component and can be of benefit to new entrants into sugarcane growing, small-scale growers, farm workers, and established commercial farmers. The Engineering Training Department offers qualifications in the trades of fitting and turning, millwright, automotive mechanics, diesel mechanics, electrical refrigeration and air conditioning, instrumentation, as well as welding and boiler making. We also offer standalone short courses. The center is completely self-contained. Full board and lodging is available for those learners who wish to reside in our residences. Casual meals are also available, and learners not staying in residence may book for lunch on a daily basis. In the STC Pamula Recreational Center, sports equipment, board games and pool tables are available for after-hours use. The beaches at Umhlanga Rocks are only a few kilometers away, and there are a number of shopping centers and malls in close proximity, including the Gateway Theatre of Shopping and the Canubia Mall. In addition, all residences have TVs, including STV packages, while the campus itself is highly secured with controlled access. CCTV cameras and security guards at the gates who also patrol the premises 24/7. Shukela Training Center is a training center of choice for more than 4,000 companies. Make us your training center of choice too.
Thank you. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Shukela Training Center, we are very honored to partner with the KZN Education Development Trust and the municipality in this program of producing 6,000 solar technicians. It will not be the first time as the center we participate in government projects at a local level and nationally. We were one of the training centers that also participated in the Presidential War on Leaks project some years ago in KZN. And currently we are running another project which also aims at training young people. It's a CEDA-funded project. 600 young people are recruited across the country and taken through ARPL, which is Artisan Recognition of Prior Learning, and then taken through trade testing. We've already produced 11 in KZN from out of the 82 that we've recruited. We are currently having about 61 of them, which the mayor saw this morning, that are at the center training in various skills programs. So we are quite ready to take this task together with the municipality and the KZN Education Development Trust. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mate. That for me is like, we should really follow that example and work with the colleagues at the Institute and the Trust. So ladies and gentlemen, our last speaker for the session before we break for tea, I would like to call up the Manager for Youth Affairs in the Mayor's Office, Ms. Nokuthula Hlophe, to come and give us some thoughts about what the Mayor's Office is doing with young people. And I'm convinced that she is going to engage with Mr. Mate, Mr. Ngubane, and Mpho from the CETA to build on what we've spoken about today. Let's give her a round of applause. She's better looking than me.
Sanbona. Niyaphila. You sound rather tired. Greetings to everyone. I'm standing on already observed protocol, but I will greet the Chief Whip, the Deputy Chair of Economic Development. My name is Nokuthula Hlophe. I'm responsible for young people in the city. I come from the Youth Office. Maybe just, I don't know how much I have, Program Director, but I'll be very quick. I'll start by saying what is the Youth Office and what do we do? As the Youth Office, it's an office that was established by the city in 2015. And part of the reason for establishing the city was that we as young people must have an office that we go to and speak about matters that relate to youth development. So what do we do in the office? We focus on skills development, education and training, arts. We look at the holistic approach of looking after a young person, whether they're in sports, whether they're doing arts in their own forms, in the creatives, whether they want to go to university and study. We also encourage them to open their NGOs, run their business. Yes, we don't have budget for all of that. That's why we are here. How do we make sure that all these young people get the right exposure? It's by partnering with our sister departments. The Department of Economic Development had the energy when they were thinking of recruiting young people to form part of the first batch. They spoke to the office because they know that we always advocate and say that young people make out 60% of South Africa, but most importantly, they make out 63% of eThekwini's population. So today I'm just here to give out messages of support to the energy and indicate what role we'll be playing as the office. As I've indicated, when you look at the demographics, 63% of the youth populations come from eThekwini. This shows you that if the government does not invest in this cohort, it faces a risk of being ungovernable. So when you look at young people in eThekwini, they're very much large. But we appreciate what the eThekwini municipality has done and created a youth office, which is led by ourselves, and has been fully structured with human capital. Climate change, environmental degradation with energy security concerns necessitates the shift towards renewable energy and clean energy. This is why we appreciate what the energy office has done in making sure that they get these young people to be trained and they will become ambassadors. But what we want as the office is a partnership to create innovative hubs. What do I mean by innovative hubs? It's all well and good that they will go for training, for the period they will go for training. After training, they need to practice their skills. They need a space where they'll perfect their art. They need a space where they'll start their business so that they can venture out and become business owners. And the only way they will be able to do this is if us as the office, as well as the NHSMO, make sure that they have these innovation hubs. After training, they go straight to those hubs and then they're able to start their own businesses. Because this program must not look at young people being employees, but it must look at them being employers. And the only way they can be employers is if they have a place to start practicing what they had learned. Durban is a dynamic center with diverse young people. We look at having majority of our diversity expressed in the recruitment process. What we appreciate very much, and that has been done, Deputy Chair, by your energy office, is that they did not wait for us as the office to come to them. They came to us. When they came to us as the office, they did not say what most departments say, can you just find 1,000 young people for us? No. When they came to the office, they said, this is the program that we have as the energy office. What role can you play as the youth office in making sure that these 6,000 young people are trained, and how can we move forward in having an exit strategy for them? So it wasn't a point where the office is just a recruitment space for them, and we would like to say we appreciate that very much. And moving forward and fostering innovation-driven and entrepreneurship amongst young people, we emphasize on the point of creating environments for them to make sure that what they learned does not only end at Shugela, but beyond Shugela, they have spaces where they can practice and also be able to open their own businesses. As the youth office, what we are expected to do in this program is assist with recruitment, but further assisting with recruitment is making sure that they have an exit strategy beyond the training. Thank you very much to the Economic Development Deputy Chair for this amazing initiative. When it came to council, it was just like a dream when you think of 6,000 young people being trained. But when we started forming part of the working group, we started seeing that this is going to produce results, and it's going to make sure that young people of eThekwini are ambassadors of change and ambassadors of energy, but most importantly, they become employers themselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Lope. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, His Worship, our Mayor, has arrived, and I'd like to request Councillor, the Deputy Chair of Economic Development Committee in the municipality, Councillor Peliswe Ndlovu, to please come up and introduce our Mayor. And as we said, that committee is the committee that provides political oversight over the office of the Energy Office. And let's give her a round of applause, please.
Thank you, Program Director. First of all, let me say a special greeting to our Honorable Mayor, the whip of Councillor Sishange, the whip of economic development, Councillor Hlomuka, all councillors in the city present, whom that made this possible when it was adopted in a council meeting. And let me greet the executive from the KwaZulu-Natal Education Development Trust, official from Department of Mineral Resource and Energy, and the GIZ, our guests from business, academia, students, investors. I think I would like to say investors, a very great, big greeting to you, because as much as the government would like to make change, it's not possible without partnership with investors. And in order to change the face of the city, it's this kind of partnership that we need from investors. So I greet you especially on that. And then, of course, members of the community of eThekwini, the manager of youth office, let me greet you all this morning. Honorable Mayor, I think today when I stand here, I somehow feel we are partially should be proud that we heeded the call of our great leader, Oliver Tambo, when he said, "The children of any nation are its future. A country or a movement or a person that does not value its youth and children does not deserve its future." Because this morning we speak of training 6,000 young people. I think for us it means we heeded the call of OR Tambo that it's very important to invest in the youth. Well, this morning, this is the official signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the municipality and the KwaZulu-Natal Education Development Trust. Marks a critical step and our firm stance as eThekwini towards empowering our young people amidst the current unemployment situation, which has contributed a number of other serious challenges facing our communities, where we see a rise in youth pregnancies, drug abuse, gender-based violence, and many other social ills facing our communities. Today, I'm very proud as a deployee into the economic development and planning to say that this 6,000 young training program was fully supported by the council in eThekwini. So I think today, some that did not know some of the things that councillors do in the city, I think when we go back to our corners, you have a slight idea that our electorate has put so much of trust, and these are the things that we get busy with, and we are very much concerned about the development. So I think I would like to say well done to the council of the city for supporting, and obviously to our energy office in Chalinchal. Thank you very much. I think even our DCM Babu Pewa, today as a cluster, we are very proud to say we are here at the official launch of the signing of the MOU. This scourge of mass youth unemployment pains us as leadership, as it touches deeply in our role in changing the situation. It's therefore for this reason that you are gathered here today to witness the official signing of the MOU, which will address many of the challenges faced by our youth. But having said that, it's just going to solve a fraction. So again, as the city, as the government, we call on more partnership with private sectors in order to ensure that we have more of such partnership. So the energy sector reform presents a number of opportunities for those who are willing to be practitioners in this space. We applaud the work done by the Energy Office. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate the presence of the investors, the business partners in this room. We hope that as you continue to invest in doing business in our municipality, you take note of the effort we are putting in making investment and business soil fertile for your investment. These young people, to be empowered, will not only be observed by the city, but they will be available to serve in various businesses that you bring to our cities. Ours is to promise you that under the strategic partnership, we will deliver quality expertise tailored to the need of today's energy sector. As we have taken time to join this forum, I am sure that you will realize that eThekwini municipality, we are serious in embracing just the energy transition. This forum is meant to demonstrate to you that we're truly leaving no one behind. I would like to further assure you that you have made the right decision. We hope that your partnership will add great contribution to the success of the forum and encourage you to participate fully in the network and feel at home. Ladies and gentlemen, you are officially welcome to the Energy Infrastructure Investment and to our Honorable Mayor. I think this will go down as in history. And I think I would like to say this before I sit down. I think all over the country, all the mayors that we have had, I think no one will come close to you, the resilience that you have. I mean, under your leadership, you were able to lead us out of so many challenges as the city. Yes, other mayors did experience COVID, but none had experienced the unrest. None had experienced the floods like we have done as the city. I think as economic development and as councillors, we are saying you are doing an amazing work in leading this city under all difficult conditions. You have seen that there's no difficulty that we face as a city that we have not conquered. Thank you very much on that, Honorable Mayor. You are all welcome. Thank you.
Good morning, Sanborn. If you deal with energy issues, you need to be energetic. So now, when I look at you, you make me to lose hope. You know, you are formal and it looks like, hey, there's something that is very tense here. So just relax, just be energetic because you want this energy transformation to succeed. Thank you very much, Program Director, Mr. Eric Appelgren. Let me greet the whip of our council, Councillor Shange, the Deputy Chair of our committee responsible for economic development and tourism in the city, Councillor Ndlovu. The whippery of the committee, Councillor Hlomuga, who's leading the team, the core of the committee. We also wish to greet councillors who are present today, who are part and parcel of this municipality to make it work. We recognize you, honorable councillors, and thank you for your attendance. Without you, sikwazi ukusebenza sodwa. So we rely on you, Councillor Ngomeni, Councillor Mohammed, and other councillors. So we also wish to greet the stakeholders that are present today. Mr. Lihlepewa, as Deputy City Manager, is leading the entire administration of the city in this meeting since our City Manager is on the other engagement. We've got many engagements today. I'm with the Minister of Transport dealing with the issues of transport and the investment on transport infrastructure. I started from there and I'm still going to be joining them because I need to put my request to the Minister of more money for our transport infrastructure. Thank you. We also recognize our partners from KZN Education Development Trust, led by the CEO, Mr. Nhlanhla Ngubane, who's present. We also have the Sector Education and Training Authority CEO, Mpho Mokapele, present, and his team, and her team, and his team, sorry. Let me also greet GIS South Africa Project Advisor, Mr. Jonathan Karen, who's present, and all other investors who've decided to take this opportunity to be part of this Economic Transformation Forum, Energy Transformation Forum. We recognize all stakeholders, the civil society, the academia, and all stakeholders. Let me take this opportunity to express our words of gratitude to all our investors for choosing eThekwini as the investment destination, especially for these kind of projects when we deal with issues of energy, which requires more people who are moneyed than the government, which lacks resources. So we really appreciate that you are here to work with us. Babu Mate from Ushugela Training Center, with you earlier on today to see to it that these young people, this is a facility where they will be trained and be nurtured so that they can deliver on what is expected of them. As the leadership of the city, we fully agree that investing in young people is a strategic move that will ensure we build sustainable growth for the next generations to enjoy. I'm just joining on the statement made by Councillor Ndlovu and Udadwethu Nokuthula when they presented here, that we need to prioritize the youth because youth is our future. So therefore it necessitates that whatever we do, whatever investment we are making as a city, we don't leave them behind. More importantly, we recognize that by empowering the youth with necessary skills and knowledge today, South Africa will be among the leading nations in the world. Program Director, our country is currently facing an energy crisis, and for us to adequately address this challenge, we need to harness the skills and talents of all South Africans, particularly young people who are the future of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, when we hosted our inaugural Energy Transformation Summit last year, little did we know that in such a short period of time, this summit will start bearing these fruits. This demonstrates that we are indeed a city at work that is committed to build an energy-secured future for its residents. You'll recall that at the very same summit that we held last year, we committed ourselves to reducing reliance from national grid by 20% in 2025, as we are staggering it towards 2030 as well. We also said that in the short term, we are procuring new generation capacity of 400 megawatts from independent power producers, with 100 megawatts being allocated to solar PVs and 300 megawatts for gas to power, which is our program, the GTP, by 2025 and 2026 respectively. The fact that today we are launching one of the critical renewable energy infrastructure projects clearly demonstrates that we are a government that makes commitments and fulfill them. We have changed from being the government that makes promises, but we are the government that makes commitments, because there is a big difference between a promise and a commitment. Ngiyengenza nje silinganisa silulu ukuthi insizwa mayemani kubuka nje umuntu wesifazane ithi hey ngizokushada, isithembiso leso. Kodwa insizwa mayifika kuwena ifika ithi hayi yazi ngizothumela abantu esikhathini esingaka, and kuzothi mase kudlula leso sikhathi mase ke siyaqeda sisiye emgidweni ke manje akusona ke isithembiso leso. That becomes a commitment, because a commitment is something that you even put clear timelines that this is what we intend doing and this is what are the objective of what we want to do. So we are no longer the government of promises. We are the government of commitments, and we fulfill those commitments. Furthermore, we are happy that today we have signed a memorandum of understanding with the KwaZulu-Natal Education Development Trust for the Youth for Energy Transition Program. This strategic partnership between the municipality and the trust will see approximately 6,000 unemployed youth from eThekwini municipality who will be trained to become solar technicians, not to be trained to become the job seekers. We do not want to train them to become the job seekers, but we want them to participate in the economy. This training will enable them to participate in the city's energy transition initiatives and take advantage of job opportunities from the private sector and other governments' energy infrastructure projects. After completing their training, they will also get an opportunity to participate in our social energy infrastructure program, which is aimed at modernizing and restoring energy security in key community facilities such as public schools, hospitals, clinics, and townships. The first phase of this program will see installation of solar panels and biogas digesters in public schools, and the second phase will see the installation of solar panels in hospitals and clinics. The third phase will be installation of high-mast lights across rural and township communities to reduce levels of crime, particularly during load shedding period. Therefore, with this initiative, we are not only responding to the challenge of energy crisis, but we are also empowering the youth to become self-sufficient. We want them to be part of the mainstream economy. It is a matter of public record that young people continue to bear the brunt of unemployment in our country. Therefore, this program forms part of our efforts to respond to this perennial challenge and to give practical meaning to our commitment that energy transition will leave no one behind. At this point, let me convey our profound gratitude to all stakeholders who worked tirelessly to make this initiative a great success. I was particularly pleased this morning when we visited the Shugela Training Center in Mount Ashcombe, where the participants of this program will be receiving their training. We are also happy that in our midst we have the KwaZulu-Natal Education Development Trust, who is our major stakeholder, who have partnered with the city to deliver this noble program. If you are not going to be arrested, give them a big round of applause. No one will arrest you. This demonstrates that it is only when we work together as government, private sector, and civil society that you can build a country of our dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, our renewable energy program is set to change our economic fortunes as a city and help us fulfill the universal goal of a better life for all in our city. Apart from the 6,000 opportunities that will be made available, we are also unveiling today for the youth the first phase of the program, which entails procurement of 400 megawatts, will create over 8,000 jobs during construction and inject an investment of 10 billion from the private sector into the municipality. Other energy transformation projects in the pipeline includes the following. Firstly, the Smart Cities Infrastructure Pilot Program. The city has already signed a memorandum of agreement with Development Bank of South Africa on 6 priority projects, which include on-site solar generation for 3 wastewater treatment plants of our city, which have been giving us some troubles. The solar and battery storage for Ushaga Marine World, which is our 100% owned entity. The implementation of electric vehicle charging station at Ntuzuma, Ngase North, and the development of Buffers Dry Waste to Energy Complex. All these 6 smart infrastructure projects have been submitted to DPSA for project preparation facility support. Let's give DPSA a big round of applause. The second project is the energy efficiency in public buildings and infrastructure programs, which seeks to provide tactical support to promote, identify, develop, and implement energy efficiency interventions within municipal buildings, public lighting, wastewater treatment plants, state-owned entities, and provincial government buildings. Ladies and gentlemen, as the leadership of the city, we are indeed excited about the program we are launching today, as it forms part of the critical milestones in our energy transformation journey. We are confident that if we keep our eyes on the ball and stick to the time frames we have set for ourselves, eThekwini will be energy secured, attract more investment, and create decent jobs for our youth. Ngoba awukwazi ukuthi uthi uzo attract ama investments uma ngabe infrastructure yakho is not up to standard. You need to have adequate energy, you need to have adequate water, you need to showcase that your waste treatment plants are working properly. They are also responding to the demand that is out there. Hence, the city is making serious investments in our infrastructure. As we speak, we have invested 500 million rands to Northern Works wastewater treatment plant, which is located at Springfield, which has been giving us more problems, which contaminates Umgeni River towards our beaches. So that 500 million is the upgrading of that facility. The mayor is not making a promise. The mayor is reporting to the residents of eThekwini and business that already the work is on the ground, is being done on the ground. 500 million rands. We have also appointed a company on the western side of our city to upgrade and put new technology in our waste water treatment plant, which is located at Hammersdale in Mpumalanga, which have been giving us some problems and threatens the investment in that side of the city, because there are bigger industries coming and the investments are growing. So if your infrastructure does not cope with the demand, and the demand exceeds supply, is going to give us problems. So we've invested 260 million to upgrade that wastewater treatment plant, and the contractor is on site. We have also allocated 17 million rands to upgrade Ohlange pump station. Most of you seated here, you know, whenever we move towards summer holidays, you expect the mayor to stand in front of television screen and explain why beaches are closed. So we are trying to fix that. So that pump station have been contaminating Umhlange beach and other surrounding beaches. So we are fixing that problem. We have also upgraded the old pump station to complement the new pump station. When it comes to water, we have allocated now, before the end of this financial year, 50 million, with an intention of allocating 1.2 billion rands to address the issues of water on the southern part of the city. That include your Shallcross, your Chatsworth, Umlazi, Folweni, Ntsimbini, Kwamakhuta. Those areas are not getting the quantity of water that they are expecting because of our challenge of aging infrastructure. So we are dealing with that pipe, and the work that will be done in this short space of time will enable us that at least by end of April, we'll be starting putting more quantity of water in that pipeline, so that whilst we are still continuing with the 24-kilometer long pipe, at least people are starting to receive water. So these are the kind of investment that the city is making, and we take our work serious when it comes to infrastructure. So we have also invested 35 million rands to deal with the issue of Ntozuma, Lindelan, Inanda, and Guamashu areas, Gomancinza, because when our power station experienced a fire incident, it affected the pump station in that area. As a result, when we fixed it, we conducted a temporal maintenance, which kept more than 50% out of supply in that area. So we want to reinstate them. So therefore, this investment will enable us to put them back to the system to start receiving water. So these are the kind of programs. Your Ward 1, we are investing, their package plants, we are building new reservoirs. If I can take you to a tour as our investors and show you how much we have put in these projects. We are building new reservoirs here, we are upgrading the old ones, we are doing this and that, because we are responding to your call as citizens and business that please, Mayor and your councillors, fix our infrastructure. That's what we are exactly doing. And we have also put the one and well-known 1.5 billion, which you were told that we failed to spend it. Political parties were trying to gather the support to put their own political scoring exercise. They said we have failed to spend 1.5 billion of floods, which was not true. That 1.5 billion, as we speak, it's on the ground. Contractors have been appointed. We are fixing bridges, we are fixing roads, we are fixing water pipes, we are fixing the issues of retaining walls in the areas which were severely affected. So that work is also on the ground. Lastly, let me congratulate all these young people in advance who will be recruited to participate in this Youth for Energy Transition program. Kufanele bazi-ke ukuthi lento ekuthiwa lo hulumeni akasebenzi, this government does not deliver. Kubona soshintsha impilo zabo. I was also talking to the young ones earlier on today. I told them who are mechanical engineers who are trained in Ushugela Training Center. I told them that le opportunity ayihlikanga njengemana. This opportunity comes as a result of planning of this government led by African National Congress. We plan these things. You just see the highways, you see your N2s, your N3s, we are working there. People think it's just a manna. Freeway. It is a plan of this government because we plan. So, ngazenjela most ulandela thina, ulandela abantu abaplenayo, futhi abazenzayo izinto zenzeke. Because now, look at the billions we are investing in our highways. We are expanding these roads because our economy is now growing. It requires big infrastructure. It requires the infrastructure that will ferry the goods in a manner, in a very smooth way of ensuring that productivity levels are also growing to create jobs. So this is what we are doing. We are not dreaming. We are not putting things that we think we may do. We are saying, we are talking about things which we are doing and which we proud ourselves that will continue to change South Africa and be a better country. So this once again demonstrates that it is only ANC-led government that can build a brighter future for the youth of this country. We have no doubt that they will show a high level of discipline and commitment in this program. No dropouts will be accepted. All of them must be seized in this program up until the end so that they'll be able to come out and join those who are in the economic space to start participating in the mainstream economy. With those few words, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your attendance and we hope that the programs that we are putting in motion will change the way the city does its business and also give assurance on the energy that we need to pursue our own goal of developing this city by 2030. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for that address and thank you for your leadership of the city and particularly your passion for driving the work of the Energy Office and this program with young people and energy transition. So, ladies and gentlemen, but Mr. Mayor, there was the lady, the Chief Executive Officer from the seat, where is she sitting, Mpho? Yeah, Mr. Mayor, Mpho, can you just stand up? Mpho put a lot of challenges to us and she gave a very powerful speech this morning. And I think, Mr. Mayor, if you are going to be having lunch with us in the building, I think she'd like to sit next to you because she's got some things that she'd like to whisper in your ear about how the CETA and the the youth office in your office and the colleagues in the trust can work together with the CETA to create jobs for young people. But also I think everyone is saying that we create jobs through training and investing with industry. Because the mayor was saying about all these companies that are working on the infrastructure projects. It'd be nice to see if we can overlay a document that says, okay, who are all these companies? I'm sure they all register with the CETA. How can we add value to those companies to train more young people, and including the trust and the Shugela training? Because I believe that between the city and the private sector, we can get a little bit more closer. I mean, the relationship that we have with some of the companies, we have an SCM process, and they get a contract and they do the work. But I think, Mr. Mayor, I think we should also issue a challenge to them that it's more than the relationship around supply chain. So that's something that we need to look at. So ladies and gentlemen, we need a 10-minute comfort break now. So we'll have a tea break. But I'd just like to request the mayor, our leadership, Mpho, Mr. Ngubane, and the gentlemen, the speakers after lunch, to please, we're just going to do a family picture with the mayor before we break for, but the rest of you, we can break for tea. We're going to do a group picture here. We'd like the Chief Whip, our councillors, Noktula, Mr. Mate. Yeah, the political leadership up here and some of the other colleagues you'll have down there. Spoo, can you join us?